Doug Carter said at one point, "There was no playbook, but we have one now." I understood that to mean there was no playbook that they had for crime scene investigation and for murders. However, there literally is numerous playbooks written for law enforcement about all aspects of murder investigation available. Then they had help from numerous police departments and the FBI. The FBI that Doug Carter kicked off of the case because of conflicts. I wonder what those conflicts could have possibly been. Maybe related to Odinism or maybe to sacrifice. Maybe some of them were just getting too close to the truth. And maybe Doug Carter's friend, Jay Abbott, lost control of the FBI portion of the narrative. But, he tried to help, like he tried to help Larry Nassar get away with molesting children. Thank God he failed at that, too. There's another thing that seems evilly odd to me, is that when a reporter asked the Delphi police chief, Steve Mullen, if the people in the community should be afraid, he answered, "I think the people are smart enough in our community to draw their own conclusions about what they should feel and shouldn't feel. And they are able to draw their own conclusions about the whole situation." How odd that a law enforcement officer, public safety officer, wouldn't caution people to be careful, especially about their children. After all, there was a killer in the community that could have been anyone. And he knew how horrific the murders were. Just oddities and oddities in Delphi. Another thing was that Libby felt comfortable enough, and by that I mean she felt she could do it and not get caught, to video the person following her. But she didn't feel comfortable enough to call for help. She didn't feel comfortable enough to call 911. She was a smart, heroic girl. I think that she would have called 911 if she sensed there was true danger afoot. So I think this was someone that she felt would not do them any real harm, despite seeing a gun, and that her and Abby just went down the hill when they were told to, without any attempt to get away, and didn't seem to fight back until the actual murders were taking place. Maybe they thought this person was just angry at them for being on the dangerous high bridge and for being on or near private property. But, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't read minds. And it was a very stressful situation. Maybe all she thought was videoing him to have proof to show someone who didn't believe she was telling the truth about someone else. All I can go by is what I believe I would do and what makes sense to me. And people do find difficult answers to difficult situations sometimes. I used to take care of a young lady who survived a suicide attempt because her mother's boyfriend at the time was molesting her. She told her mother, and her mother didn't believe her. So she took an overdose and attempted suicide. All she succeeded in doing, though, was causing brain damage to herself. Just a really bad situation. I don't know, just when I think of the fear and the confusion and the horrific pain those two little girls were subjected to, it's just beyond heartbreaking. And then to think those people are still using those girls to get by with those things. And some even feel comfortable enough to ridicule the murders. It's just horrible, just horrible. Well, now I've taken this video to a much darker place than I intended to. I don't like to go to dark places, although this is a dark crime. So I don't know where to go from here except to say that I'm going to end this video, and thank you for coming by, and watch something funny now.